questions on the topic of school bus drivers. Do you support the recent decision? We'll start at this end. You support the recent decision to lay off 20 drivers and 25 attendants, and also are you concerned if there's a safety issue there with resulting fewer drivers, perhaps more students on fewer routes?
The reality is we have less students here. The reality is the buses aren't full. We all know that. Do we want people to not have jobs? Obviously not. The reality is it happened. It's happening in the city of Naples. It's happening in the county. It's happening in Detroit in the auto making division. It's happening everywhere. That is the reality. Do I support it? I don't know. There's less students. I would say that we have to have less buses on the road.
I learned about this issue a few days ago, not from the superintendent, but from one of his assistants. I haven't had the opportunity to evaluate what's taking place, but I do believe that we should have full buses on every route if we can, provided it does not compromise the safety of our children. Thank you.
I, too, have just learned of the issue involving the bus drivers, and I can't say that that's necessarily the best decision in terms of the outcome of people losing their positions. However, it goes back to the budget. We have to see where we stand financially so that we can make the best decisions. First and foremost is educating our children, giving them the best education that they can. Ideally, no further jobs will be lost.
As a taxpayer and as a parent or a grandparent in the audience, I would want you to hold us all accountable to make the best, most effective and efficient decision on your tax dollars so that we can give the best education to our children. And if we continue, if we're looking for monies to make sure that we don't suffer in the classroom, we have to look everywhere by streamlining, organizing, and making the use of your tax dollars most effective for your children and your grandchildren.
Well, I don't see how cutting 20 bus drivers and cutting aides from buses is going to help us. You still got to run the same route. The bus is going to be traveling further. Drivers are going to be tired. I just don't see it. There's no way that you need to cut the bus drivers and the aides off the buses to save a few dollars in the budget.
I don't know an awful lot about this subject either. I know what I read in the paper. I'm concerned from what I read in the paper about some of the ESE buses being cut with their assistance and the safety issue there. I'd have to really go back and research that before I gave you a really great honest answer because I don't know enough about it to answer. Again, the savings that amounts to, I don't see as being a huge amount of money in the total budget that we have. So I would like to look at it a little more closely before I give you definite answer.
Is it me? Am I the only one in the room that's ever noticed that these decisions are always made between like June 5th and August 5th?
Yeah.
And they're never made when school's in session. I mean, I think you got your answer when the two board members told you they just found out about this a few days ago. That means nobody communicated with them. If the administration can't communicate with the board, how in the world can we expect them to communicate with us? And that's been the problem for the last 8 years. Nobody communicates with us. It's that Hamilton idea that we know what's good for you. You guys sit back. We'll figure it out. You don't know what you're doing. We know what we're doing. We'll figure it out, and we'll do what's right for you. I want to do what's right for our children. This is the most important thing we do as a society, is educate our children. And we're not doing a very good job of it right now as far as running this system.
Well, like many people up here, excuse me, I just recently learned about it myself. And I go back to the point that the
The school board needs to be proactive. I don't think that we've done our due diligence and taken a look at the entire budget issue. We haven't sat down and take a look. We need to look at where those changes and cuts can be made without affecting people. I too am concerned about the security and safety of our children. I agree that there's got to be more communication. We, the public, and the school board needs to let the people know what's happening and why it's being happening. But I'm going back to things to set the priorities, making sure we do that due diligence, look at that budget, and find where changes can be made, become more efficient, and release those dollars that would result in nobody losing their jobs for whatever reason.
So that we can go to closing to keep moving along. So we're going to go to closing statements now. Joe, we'll start with you.
2 minutes. I won't take 2 minutes time. Well, listen, I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight for y'all to listen to my ideas and comments. I think I have the leadership skills, the ability to lead, to bring the school district back, to bring the school board back as a unified body, to be able to work together and communicate with the public. I think that's a concern that I've heard talking to people, and communication is not there, and you've heard that tonight several times. But I think I possess those skills. I mentioned to you that I possess the budget skills. I have done budgets for 33 years, so I'm capable of looking at these budgets and seeing where changes can be made without affecting students or people. I think that's very important, because I don't think we've done that to a certain degree, and we haven't done it to a degree that I think is important to relate to the community. The community is not aware of that. All you see is things that are done and cuts being made, and it's done at a higher level. And I think it's a concern that 2 of our current school board members did not understand or know that until recently. So I think we've got to do that communication, and I want to, if elected, I want to assure you that I want you to hold me accountable. If I do anything stupid, I will be the first one to admit it and step down, because I want to be here to support the community. I want to be here to support the students, and I think I have the leadership skills and the ability to make sure that we get back on track and do what's right for our students, because every child deserves a quality education, and every employee deserves the opportunity to retire and grow with the school district. So I appreciate your attendance. I appreciate